You're listening to the Talking Walls fans' reactions for the 24-25 Premier League season.
Wow, what an absolute massive 3 points that is. My arse has been twitching since half-time, even during half-time. I mean, the first half was really, really good from Wolves. Thought the first 10 minutes I knew they were going to come out strong against us. All guns blazing. I think we dealt well with them. And anyone who does not think that is not a sending off, you are stupid. He's over the ball for one, and it's on high up his shin. So how on earth they're saying, or the Bournemouth fans who I thought were the biggest moaning crybabies on the planet this afternoon, they really need to take a good look at themselves. Yes, they're flying, good for them. I'm happy for them. Not really. But stop moaning. Moaning about every single little thing the referee gave today. And, moaning about VAR as well, getting involved. 19-1, lads. Do you know what I mean? It's your own fault. Get over it. Anyway, back to the actual performance of the Wanderers boys today. Some of those lads today done themselves the world of good. I thought, on a yellow card, Santi Bueno dealt with Semenyo and Kluivert very well. Andre in the midfield, unbelievable. Cunha again, unreal. Semedo, even Pedro Lima when he came on. Menetze, I think it's frustrating because he runs his bollocks off for 90 minutes, but he's got to score these chances if we're going to stay in this Football League. The one in the second half, he's got to score, and it's game over. There's no chance of him coming back because they've barely troubled Sarr all half, and with that goal going in, it would have been curtains for him. But I'm so glad and relieved that we've got 3 points there today because we needed it. Ipswich lost, got battered. Leicester yesterday got battered. We've won. We've gone 5 points clear off the drop, going into some favourable fixtures. I'm not saying they're easy fixtures because there's no easy fixture in the Premier League. But we could be picking up points now. 2 home games in the league, which is Fulham on Tuesday and then Everton, not this Saturday after. We have to be looking at those games to be winning them. If we want to stay in this league, we have to be winning these football games. And I think we can. I think we've got the quality. I think we've brought well for the positions that we needed. Good to see Nasser getting on as well and playing some minutes. A couple of shaky moments that he had, but it's his first game. Not played since he's come in, so it's going to be a bit shaky. But I'm well happy with that. The second half performance, I feel like we could have been a little bit more ruthless. Wanted us to be a bit more ruthless, but we couldn't just quite put it in the back of the net. But I think when you're down at the bottom scrapping, you do everything you can to win that game, and the lads defended so well. We got out when we needed to, and to be fair, we hate it when it's against us, but we've kind of shithoused it. Time wasting and all that, it's not nice to see, but when you're scrapping and you need to win, I'm all here. I'm all for it. So, massive 3 points. Moving on to Tuesday now with Fulham. Hopefully we can get some more points there and climb up this table. Cheers for having me on, lads. I shall see you on Tuesday.
Massive win today, 1-0 away at Bournemouth, just come out the ground. And really, really good result. Didn't expect that heading here this morning. Even better with Ipswich losing as well. Get that 5 point gap from the bottom three is huge at this stage of the season. So in terms of the game itself, I thought we started quite poorly actually. We struggled to get hold of the ball and really do anything with it at the very beginning of the game. But even before the Bournemouth sending off, we were starting to grow into it, get a bit more of it. Had a couple of decent chances as well actually first half that wouldn't necessarily say we should have done better with, but more kind of half chances their keeper saved. But a couple of good double save I think from Semedo and then Bellegarde. But yeah, just played well sort of first half. in real time, didn't think it was a red card on Ait-Nouri. Thought the guy actually won the ball. Having seen a still and a video back, he clearly just gets him on the ankle. You know, he's gone over the top of the ball. Looks like he's off the floor. So, you know, it looks like it is the right decision from the referee. And obviously glad he got sent off and then makes our job a little bit easier. But obviously at 0-0 away from home to a decent side, it's still not a given that you're going to go on and win the game. So, you know, really good to go on and get the win. Semedo into the box. Fortunately, for once, it drops to Cunha, who makes no mistake and sticks it away. I did think he was poor second half. I thought as the game went on, he just faded and faded. Whether he was tired, just needed to come off, but he just wasn't moving, which I think has been a common theme in recent weeks. And it's hard to knock him because he's getting the goals that are getting us the wins. But you just want to see more from him. You know he's got the quality. And I think prior to January, when it does seem like his head has been turned, you didn't see that from Cunha. You know, he was working all the time, working really hard, but just not sure he's really working for the team. But they come out second half, all over them really for the first 10 minutes, corner after corner, chance after chance. Just couldn't manage to stick something away. A lot of last-ditch defending from Bournemouth and a couple of corners that went sort of just wide, but you felt that second goal was coming. And then suddenly the tide turned really. Bournemouth got a break, and after that we did struggle again. You know, we didn't look like the side that had 11 men, which was disappointing. And Bournemouth really were kind of, as you would expect at 1-0 down, we kind of nothing to lose, throwing everything at us. But to be fair, the defence held up and weathered it well. I thought all the back three had a good game. New lad when he came in on for Bueno was a little bit shaky. I thought Andre, brilliant second half, breaking everything up as it came to and just keeping the ball moving. So yeah, I say really good performance. You can't argue with a 1-0 away win, and hopefully get a win against Fulham and build up an even bigger gap.
Hello everyone, Liam Barry here to talk about Wolves 1, Bournemouth 0. A huge win, which takes us 5 points above the drop zone, which I think before the game I was quite worried because we're now eight points off 16th. It kind of felt like we were in the same bracket as the bottom three. So this win kind of gives us a bit of breathing space as well, especially with the fixture list looking a bit more favourable towards us. So yeah, it feels like a win that's kind of pulled us away from that conversation maybe. I don't see Leicester or Ipswich putting up much of a fight between now and the end of the season. That's not saying it's all done and dusted. You never know, Southampton might win every game. But yeah, I think there's still a lot to do to survive, but I think this win was huge in the sense of it pulls us away from the conversation. It just gives us a bit more breathing space. Again, with fixtures coming up, which are winnable, and we have the talent to be able to win those type of games. So yeah. Also, I want to do a big mention. Andre, I think that was his best performance in a Wolves shirt for me. He was just so calm in the middle, and every time Bournemouth press, and you get the ball to Andre, you never really feel like he's going to give the ball away. You feel quite confident when he's on the ball. Again, really physical. It was just a really good all-round performance from Andre, and we got to see a bit more game time for the new players. Manetzi, he bless him, he gets in really good positions. I just don't think he can't finish. You've got to hope as soon as he gets one, they'll all just start flooding in after that. And then we saw Nasser Giga coming on for Bueno. I was quite worried about his performance, to be fair. I think he seemed quite nervous, and obviously it's his debut in the Premier League, and he's a young player, so that's kind of acceptable. But I was quite worried when he was on the ball. He didn't really seem too confident, but then again, Agbadou was similar, and he's kind of played well in recent weeks. Again, a big mention, clean sheet, especially after losing Agbadou for however long we will be. It's really encouraging to see that we're able to pull up another clean sheet. But yeah, it's Cunha again who scores. He's scoring too much. If anything, I'd like a couple of the other players to chip in with a goal or two. But yeah, I think without him, I don't know where we'd be. And I think the red card helped us out a lot, obviously, as it always would. But yeah, I think Wolves just were in control from that moment on, I think. But yeah, huge win. We've got Fulham midweek. If we win that, we're soaring. We're on a European charge. No. So yeah, getting 1 or 2 wins now for the rest of the season, I think would be enough to keep us up. But yeah, big win.
So a welcome 3 points on the road. I had a funny feeling that we'd do all right in this game. Interesting that we've obviously gotten close proximity twice, but really the first half couldn't have gone any better in terms of the red card helping us out and stopping Bournemouth from playing. But before that, I actually thought we'd done all right in the half anyway, and then to score the goal immediately after really cemented our control on the game. I think in terms of performances, really got to look to Jean-Marie Bellegarde as, for the most part, while he was on the pitch, being the best player within the team. I think his ability to keep hold of the ball was really, really useful, really a handful for a team that like to go and press. You find that once they go to press and they can't win the ball, or they can't force them into an error, the next occasion really becomes a bit of more of a circumspect approach. And I think the couple of times that he did that in the first half allowed us to build a little bit of pressure. We had the chance early on where he forced a really good save, obviously out of Kepa as well. But the first goal actually came about because Bellegarde held onto the ball in the middle of the pitch. We were able to get bodies forward, and then Manetzi again proving that a physical presence in the penalty area is really, really helpful in creating chances. Obviously, he didn't score the goal himself. Cunha kind of benefiting off the back of him occupying a centre half, but it goes to show what a benefit he can have. I think you saw why it's not a long-term solution, him being in that number 9 role, and Strand Larsen coming on at half-time for João Gomes was exactly the change that I think we needed to make. And Strand Larsen's movement obviously being more natural, and just being a more kind of clean technical footballer as well. We should have extended our lead in the second half, but yeah, my son's obviously celebrating the result as well in the background, but created that daylight between the rest of the bottom 3, and just gives us a little bit of a cushion going into Fulham on Tuesday. And if we put in another good home performance, I really think we could be a long way towards safety.
Wow, what a win. Big 3 points for Wolves. I'm delighted, as I'm sure many of the Wolves fans are. Ipswich lose today, Leicester lose last night, Southampton lose, and we are really pulling away from that relegation zone now. So many great aspects of our performance today. Giga looking really comfortable when he comes on. You know, you've got players like Cunha just completely running the show and showing all those Bournemouth fans on Twitter that he's definitely better than Justin Kluivert. I thought everything top to bottom, I think we managed the game really well. I think Vitor Pereira's on his behalf, I think he's chosen his subs really well. I think, and the timing of the subs and the game management as a whole, and how our shape changed at half time with taking off João Gomes for Jurgen Strand Larsen, who was exceptional when he came on. I thought he worked really hard on and off the ball, and just really provided that outball and that outlet when we needed it, when we were being put under quite a bit more pressure from the Bournemouth attack. I think in terms of Marshall Manetzi, I think he'll be disappointed again. I think there's definitely signs there that he's going to be a really good signing, but he's had 1-2 chances there that he really should be putting away, and we could have killed the game off earlier. I think the performance was really strong. After the red card, we looked very comfortable, but we should have killed the game off so much earlier. We shouldn't have been under that much pressure at the end of the game, where we had to edge out the 3 points ultimately. On the red card, I think it's a red card. I think it's a really good use of the VAR technology, and I think it's the right decision. You can see it's high on his shin. It's a very dangerous challenge. You know, if Aït-Nouri's got his foot planted, then he could be in a lot of trouble. But I think, fortunately for him, he's come away with that injury, and the right decision's been made for us. But overall, really happy with the 3 points, and it's massive, absolutely massive for us. And hopefully we can go there in the FA Cup next week, go through to the quarterfinals, and then continue to pick up some points in the league. Big game against Fulham on Tuesday night, but hopefully we push on. Come on, Wolves. Up the Wolves.
Today, it was all about the result. The performance was going to be a desperate second, but it's all about the results. And it was a dream result, obviously, for Wolves. And it was a dream day, really, because today, at the bottom of the table, was it Southampton lost? They shipped 4 at home. Ipswich lost by 4 as well at home. Yeah, and we've now developed a 5-point gap at the bottom of the table between us and the relegation places. Obviously, the teams above us are a bit 8 points away. I think the next nearest to us is West Ham on 30th, and then Man United, believe it or not. The pivotal moment was obviously when Zabani was sent off. There was a divided opinion, because I myself thought it was a bit harsh, but his studs were raised, he went over the ball, and he took the man, and the referee, he gave him a yellow card initially, so he was overruled by VAR. So we can't say it was because of bad refereeing, because the referee was called over to look at the screen. And so yeah, today Santi Bueno came in for the man mounting, who is Emmanuel Agbadou, and he got an early booking after 3 minutes, so he had to tread very carefully. And after the sending off, we broke away, and after we got the goal by Cunha after a nice pass by Nelson Semedo, so it was assist for him. I know Semedo gets a lot of stick for not having much product, but yeah, he did an assist for the goal today. And Ouattara had a shot by a diving save by Sarr after about 33 minutes, but the goal was 35, and we didn't really put them to the sword, like 10 men. João Gomez was booked, and I'm not having to go at him, but the same scenario, you could have seen it coming as against Arsenal when he was booked, and then he's not careful. So at half time, the manager quite rightly took him off, because you know what he's like. He's 100% committed to the tackle, and with them down to 10 men, you could see if he made a tackle, their players rolling round and trying to get the referee to even up things. But it went in half time, and believe it or not, they edged possession in the first half by 51.9 to 48.2%. And in the second half, at half time, obviously, João Gomez was off, and Larson was on. Munetsi slots it into midfield, and what a chance what Munetsi had. 61 minutes after a nice pass by Larson to Bellegarde, squared it in for Munetsi. What has he got to do to score a goal? It just seems like he's done everything. He's getting into the right positions. Give him credit. Although he's had chances against Liverpool and away at Blackburn in the Cup, so he's not shying away from going forward. He's still getting forward, but he needs that goal, because later on Cunha put him through on goal. But it was a last-ditch tackle to thwart him. It was good to see Strand Larsen back on the pitch after missing 3 games. But the next game is on Tuesday night. It's at home to Fulham. And the old boys, Adama Traore and Raul Jimenez, they'll be back, and just hope that that's not an accident waiting to happen, because last I checked, they were losing 2-0 at home. But 2-0 at home, and we've got that game on Tuesday night, and we really need to win, because if we do and get up to 25 points, and the other teams below us, they don't seem to be doing very well, because Leicester lost 4-0 at home to Brentford last night. So there's definitely a bridge building between us and the bottom 3. While we've got that momentum, we lost at Liverpool last week, but we played very well, and obviously it looks like we've taken confidence from that. So winning's a habit, just as losing's a habit. So just hope that we can kick on from here. We can get 3 points at Fulham. Well, at least definitely not lose, and give hope to the teams above us. But yeah, we need to win that and start closing the gap on the teams below us and see if we can get into midfield and mid-table, sorry. And then next week it's the game against Bournemouth, and it will, you could say today's game won't really have much bearing on next week because it was 10 against 11, but we can see how much we've taken from that, how much we're progressing, but the confidence is growing. And it was a good day in all. 3 points away from home against a team that had in recent weeks put 4 goals away at Newcastle and 5 against a rampant Nottingham Forest. So we take that all day. So a brilliant day. All the teams below us lost. One was last night, and we win away. But 3 points up the Wolves, and thanks for joining me.